That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
Oh, yeah. All right, now.
What's good? What's good? What's good? We are back. We are live. We got video this time.
Yeah, we fixed all them technical difficulties.
Right.
All that dumb shit. I feel like damn train was coming around here. I was like, damn, why the pressure on? What's going on? Damn.
We a little bit behind schedule, but it's all good.
We on schedule.
Here.
We might be a little behind, but we on schedule. We're going to keep it light and brief, y'all. We ain't going to be here too long. We're going to be here for a good time. Let's put it like that.
Right.
Y'all already know what time it is. That's what I said. Live and direct. We only streaming on Facebook tonight because I changed all my passwords because that's that time of the year. So that was kind of delayed because I forgot I changed my passwords and I didn't update it on the computer. I did everything on my phone. So thanks to technology, you know. But anyway, shit. Just like
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Well,
so anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying your week. I hope y'all have had a good week thus far. It is Tuesday, January 30th around this peaks, man.
end of the month.
That's the end of the month. It ain't the first.
Right.
You still got
end of the month.
It's the end of the month. This is that stress level that everybody, I can't wait till my damn check get in the bank. God dang.
Or they still waiting on W-2s or other documents so they can file their taxes.
Yesterday was the first filing day for the IRS. I'm just saying, y'all better hop on board that train coming, boy. I'm telling you, April gonna be here.
Mm-hmm. And if you already have all your stuff, go on and just press the button, get it in the system, and get your money back early.
So okay. So tonight, y'all, I had this quote. People used to have quotes or known quotes, and I always put my little spiel on it on the end or whatever like that. And I was doing it to be funny at first, but now it's like I'm doing it because it makes sense.
Right. Some people may see it as a motivation or see it as, read into it more than they need to.
Or it might be just a description of like, damn, you know what? That shit actually happened to me. So let's start off with something thought provoking. I would like to say this. It's like, okay. Like I said before, some things are better left unsaid, especially if you aren't listening. Have you ever regretted saying something that you thought was important, but realized, damn, too late, fell on deaf ears? What about you, babe?
Have I ever regretted?
No, just the questions, like rhetorical questions. Just like,
So Can you recall a time when remaining silent was more powerful than any words you could have ever spoken?
Yeah, that's really rhetorical. Anyway, go ahead. You got I know you got another one.
Yeah. And how often do you find yourself speaking only to realize the person you're talking to isn't truly listening?
Man.
Oh, Z.
Man. So
Don't tell me, but I'm right here.
all right, so I know where I got to start at because I got one more question before we roll into this, but I have to get this off my chest. Okay, so for those that don't know, I am a big, huge Chiefs fan, and my boy Mario, who I was in the Navy with, is a big
Niners fan.
San Francisco 49ers fan. Now, he said something in the comments that I think is actually funny because I was actually thinking about doing this shit today.
Oh my God.
He said, sell that crypto and let's go to the bowl. Bro, I just realized how much them tickets cost. I ain't got that much crypto yet.
I'm good.
I'm almost there. I ain't there yet. But
Look at him crying in the car.
I know. But that would that would be the trip for the ages though, for real.
I know. Because we already talked about it.
Yeah, I was mad too. I was like, fuck. I was like, man, let me try to save some money because if the Chiefs go and then something happened and
Yeah, but not for like $6,000 a seat.
yeah,
Bruh. Ain't nobody got that kind of cheddar. Not over around these parts.
I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. I mean, shit, that's a good time. And Vegas is old stomping ground. So, man, I hope you get to go, man, and you can enjoy it because shit, I'll be there in spirit.
Right. we on the left and the right shoulder.
Man. Even though you're going to be cheering for the 49ers, I know that. And
We'll be hollering for the Chiefs in here.
Yeah, here in the domicile. So, I had a question that I was going to ask going back, but I'm going to say this first. Well, let me ask a question, just something to like rhetorical that we have. Is there an art to determining? Is there an art to determining when words are necessary and when silence holds more value? So the first part of this and going into kind of breaking this down, some things are better left unsaid, especially if you aren't listening. The value of silence. I know I talk a lot. I know I do.
True facts.
But I sometimes, actually, it's not even sometimes. There's a lot of times I just shut the fuck up. I won't say nothing. I'm like, nope, just leave it alone. And sometimes you should know when you should be able to speak and when you shouldn't say anything. And it's not like you being an asshole or anything like that. But to me, it like exactly just like what Body just said, it depends on the person. You have to know this, being the person that you are, you can't have expectations that everybody's going to know exactly how you are. That's not your job. That's their job to figure out. You can't force that up on people. Your job is to understand the people that are around you. Because the only way you can value silence is actually knowing the people that you could be silent to without them even having to really get anything out of you. And then you have a certain group of people over here that you have to explain shit to on an etch and sketch. Get out your Crayolas. Because this is how
12,
you got to...
24, 48, or 64 pack of Crayolas.
Huh?
I'm just asking for somebody that might ask that question. The 12, 24, 48, or 64 pack.
I'm fucking done. Yeah, I mean, absolutely right. It depends on the person. And I think a lot of times when, some things are just better left unsaid, especially if you're not listening, it's like I kind of remember like a time when it's better to listen than to actually just try to talk yourself through a conversation, because sometimes people like to be heard. And you got to understand the personality that you're dealing with. And then going back to like what Mario said, it depends on the situation, because a lot of times it's not necessarily about how open of a conversation that you can have with somebody or how much detail you need to give somebody. It's like you have to understand the very person that you're talking to and who you're around. And a lot of times just engaging in like thought-provoking conversations, sometimes that shit is like really hard unless, you just know you can't talk to people that you really want to have those deep thought, conversations with. You're just not going to do it. And then for that matter, a lot of times you're not going to have conversations with people that you don't want to listen to anyway. Let's be real. A lot of times it's like, I'm not going to be around because I know. It's like, fuck, he going to talk my ear off about shit I really don't want to talk about.
You're like, yeah, and I know me. He get to talking, I'm either exiting stage left or I'm going to him to death.
And seeing that, to me, that's disrespectful as fuck.
Well,
yeah. Yep. I know.
Are you sure he's not two of them, Mario?
No, I know.
Because he's
being straight up honest, because I know of maybe another dude, maybe one other one, but everybody else, Mario's one of those people. No. Everything around him is never going to be large as hell except the audience around him. I've always noticed that shit. But either he attracts it or he develops that shit just because of who he is. It's just he has that same type of friendship and that same energy. And what I mean by that is like you attract the type of people you want to be around. They're not just around you because you the crazy motherfucker. No, all of you motherfuckers are crazy.
But like I said, did you hear what I said?
What?
Are you sure he's only one of them?
Oh, yeah.
Or not two?
I am.
Because you got some different sides over there, sir.
Well, yeah, anyway. That's this, like I said, going back to what we were saying, you just have to have that type of, relationship to where if you talking to like a lot of people, that's a lot of conversations to be having with all these different people and not to be messy. And see, and a lot of times this is when the silence comes into a factor, because you might be that person that everybody dumps they shit on.
Right.
And it's like,
you can't say shit about nothing.
I am tired of being Fort Knox around here. Okay.
Hey, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Thanks for
we love
joining
you.
Us. Sending our love.
Yes. I don't know. I guess I'm just different. I have a group of people. I can't even lie about this. I have about the same amount of people I talk to. Maybe I can stretch it to 10. And to me, that's not too many. That's not too much. When you get into like the 30s and 40s, and it's like your text screen is just pictures of those people and who they are, and you can go right to them and text them, "Where you at, fathead?" It's like, to me, if you go through a whole Rolodex through your damn text messages, something wrong with you.
Oh, Mario.
Oh my God. So I got a story about that. I had a situation where I wouldn't say loan someone. Someone said they was gonna, give it back, and we'll say it was a denomination of some fundage. So long story short, about a year later, at this point, I'm just like, yo, you good? Like, I mean, I don't need the money, but damn, it's the principle about it. You know what I mean? So I told myself a long time ago that I had to stop being so nice.
Yeah.
And try to be a bigger brother to people and try to be that mentor to people. But it's hard when other people don't listen what you putting out.
True.
Or when someone's providing some type of information, you're not bouncing it off of people that you know's head to see if that's a good decision to make, or
put some validity behind.
Right. Or is this person trying to scam me, or
exactly.
Is this bullshit? I mean, put a second set of eyes on stuff. We don't do that no more. That's an old school way. People just go out there now. They just go out there and Evel Knievel shit now.
That's a military way.
They just go out there and say, we're going to jump over 400 cars through a flaming ring on a down ramp, and I have to stop because the door is freaking chain closed so the fire department don't come in here because we over our limit. We in the movie theater, damn it. And he about to jump over 400 cars. Man, shit, I don't know what movie theater you in. But that's what people are doing. They daredeviling life. They're just going out there willy-nilly, and no decisions made, no nothing, no type of conversation. And then sometimes you actually have a good relationship, with family or friends or whoever it is around your life or whatever, to have these good decision type conversations or thought-provoking, engaging conversations with people. But it always ends up where someone's going to make their own decision. They're going to be sorry they didn't listen to you, and you're still going to love them to death. You're still going to be that person that's going to provide them, your side of how you think about things or whatever the case may be for, their guidance, mentorship, or whatever it is. And then moving forward, a lot of times we don't have the patience to listen.
Yeah.
It's like if we took the time to actually listen, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes it's hard to listen to someone that you really didn't want to listen to in the first place. And it's not anything against someone's character or anything. I mean, people do what they do. But
yeah, but sometimes you're in your own head or in your own thoughts, and at that moment that person wants to try and have a conversation with you, you're just not even engaged. You're just, because your mind is swirling about 1,000,000 miles an hour, and that person is trying to have a conversation with you, and at that moment you're like,
well, this is
and
the point. Well, yeah, I agree.
I mean,
but the point I'm trying to make is that the art of listening or active listening is so way more. To me, it's one of the most important things when it comes to communicating with people. Is listening, active listening, not passive. Because passive listening is that shit. Yes, that shit grinds my gears. I need a button for that from Family Guy. Peter, you know what grinds my gears? This shit right here. Because to me, I think a lot of our problem is that we listen, but we react to what we think is hurtful. And we feel like we got to turn our defense mechanism on and turn into a damn Autobot or a Decepticon and transform into that person to protect yourself. When in reality, we need to have these conversations so that you feel more comfortable of it being out in the open to whatever the fuck it is that's bothering you, to where you're not using that as your shield of protection to do all the negative stuff that you do or what you create. I know I went off on a tangent, but the reason why I had to say that is sometimes our active listening turns us into being people that we're not. When all we got to do is actually listen regardless of what that person is trying to say or do or whatever, listen without reacting. Because sometimes effective listening, you will have some type of distractions in there. They may be listening, but they may be listening to react. Because some people don't actively listen. They just listen to a certain degree, and then something they, like I said, disagree with, or something they do agree with, their emotional endorphins just kick in, and they just like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And it throws you the fuck off, because now it's like, where was I at? I don't know. Then they take over the conversation with their bullshit. I'm just saying. That shit happens.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but this is a true statement. I think the other thing too is like, we're in this day and age now where culture and social perspectives are kind of like really big. And sometimes you got to realize that other cultures view how outspoken things are, how outspoken one group of people can be, vice another group of people. And then they may not necessarily be more outspoken towards your group of people because of fear of judgment. And there's so many different factors, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to understand those cultural and social perspectives, because everybody's like, well, I just don't want to deal with this. I just want to hang around those type of people or whatever. Now you're sheltering yourself, because these are the same people you sheltered yourself from could probably help you, but you just didn't want to deal with it because you didn't want to put things in perspective. But I think getting to a better understanding, like there's a time when you should actually speak up. And that's not even really a culture thing. That's more of a social thing. We should all be able to speak up for each other and speak up for ourselves and support each other. But as a culture, we should be able to pull for our culture and speak up for our culture as well, without people feeling some type of way about it. I mean, not everybody's culture is the same. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's them having to adjust to you just as much as you having to adjust to them. It's like, damn, we all got to live here together. So why we can't have these conversations of culture and social perspectives and put stuff in perspective, so we're not sitting around here tugging and pulling at all, you know, protecting our beliefs and keeping them away from other people that we think is trying to steal from us. I mean, let's not go down that railroad track.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Oh God, I'm an asshole. But I think one of the other things is personal development, of course. I think, you know, people can, you know, really improve their communication skills and know when they should speak up, even if it's protecting themselves in their department or their work that they do, and not defensive, but, you know, in a very studious and charismatic way that still has your personality in it, has your charisma in it, has your heart in it, doesn't have somebody else in it. It's always been you in it, but you just know how to communicate. And it's not because of how to communicate the way you know, would communicate. There's ways you can communicate. And everybody want to say it's code switching or whatever, and you can say what you want to say. But to me, there's a time when you need to speak up for yourself, and there's times when you just need to go marinate. Like, sometimes it's better to just, yeah, okay, let's marinate. Let's like do that. Oh, no doubt. Take care of yourself. We love you. Exactly. Some people you have to say something, some be quiet, or some just leave them alone. Exactly. You know, you just, a lot of times you're not going to force a conversation you're not going to be able to force a conversation into someone that doesn't value change. Because a lot of times when you're in an active conversation with someone has to change their thought process, or it's always going to be an argument. Like, if
I was just about to say, do you have an example for the people?
Like, if your team in your eyes is better than another team, but you know for a fact they're not going to ever make the playoffs, why are you pushing the fact that they are? Does that make sense?
Well, it's their opinion and their thought that their team is going to the playoffs regardless of anything.
Okay, so
I mean, then
I guess I'm right.
Like I said, it's their thought and their opinion.
Okay.
Now,
you're right.
You also have to take into factor what is their win-loss record. You're
going too much in the weeds. You're going too much in the weeds. In the very conversation we're having, you're going too much in the weeds. I ain't thinking about that shit, to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. Fact or opinion is two different things. Your opinion may have no facts in it, but that's your opinion. When someone spits a fact out and says, I don't give a fuck about your opinion, I understand what you're trying to say, but this is the fact. This is what it is. I get what you're trying to say.
Is it fact or is it your own opinion?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. In communication, I'm just being honest. In communication, a lot of times people don't listen to opinion because they do not want to be in a debate with people.
True.
They just want, okay, this is the truth. Silence is no sound. Okay, but what if you hear a little bit of sound? Is that still silence, or is it just low enough to where, you know, why are we getting technical? Silence is silence. Again, this guy is asking, okay, so if it's down a decibel to the point where only I can't hear it, but you can, is that silence for you or for me? This is the type of shit people want to argue with you about when you have your opinion. And it's not a bad thing. But at the same time, when someone says my team is better than your team, it's almost like when you're talking about it and you're just communicating, it's like, prove it. Huh? I know these stats. I know this. I know this. And that's what I was talking about. It just, when it goes down that rabbit hole, it's time to end the conversation. Ain't no more water to drink, horse. Come on, let's find the next pond. Can't do it. So it's, to me, I think, you know, it's almost kind of how you have to understand. Like I said earlier, you have to understand the people are around you. And even I think Body said this, you know, you have to understand the people are around you, because everybody that you talk to is going to be different.
Oh, absolutely.
Like everybody, you know, and it's going back to knowing when to be quiet and when to talk, but in silence, actively listen, because sometimes your perspective is not needed. You just got to let that thought just run out and know the type of people you with. If it's somebody that's long-winded, get them commercial breaks.
Damn.
I mean, serious. You want the conversation to continue because you don't want this person to say, oh, you just shut me down and didn't let me get my thought out. It's like, you're right, and not on your level. Absolutely. It's like, I don't want to you don't never want to always seem like the smart guy. I might have a little bit of knowledge in certain things and can help people along the way based off of my experience. But you can't totally push someone into a teacher role, because you should be teaching not just what this person is teaching you, but you should be able to effectively say, hey, this is how it helped me. Now you're teaching this person that in helping others, it's going to allow me to teach others in a more effective way, because yeah, it helped you, but is it a better way I can deliver, or is it something I'm missing? You know, whatever. You always try to critique yourself, and you're always going to be hard on yourself. But anyway, I think it's, I don't know, some things I think better left unsaid when it comes to that, to be honest with you. Because people are going to say what they're going to say, no matter what. So,
yep.
Lastly, besides Super Bowl in 2 weeks, there's going to be some changes to my podcast. So I will no longer be able to do live podcasts on the Spreaker Studio app that they have. They're taking that function away. So the only way that I'll be able to do my podcast is live video. And the podcast will be recorded in its entirety as I would do it every, Tuesday. So God willing, I will still continue to do this podcast regardless of the platform, unless I find a better platform to do it on, and I'll still be able to do it, live production. Then we're good. But until then, stay tuned. It's not until the end of the year, so ain't nothing bad gonna happen until then. So we just gonna, keep rolling, and then if a better opportunity arises, then that's the direction we'll go. If not, then we're gonna stick with what we got, because it's got us thus far. Anywho, with that being said, you got anything for the people before we out of here?
The only thing I have is have a fantastic week. Punxsutawney Phil, I don't know what you got on the seeing of your shadow or not. I just know I don't want no snow. Peace out.
You talking about damn Groundhog Day.
It's on Friday.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We about to ride out. Thanks for joining us for another episode of That's What I Said. Make sure y'all take the opportunity to download the Spreaker podcast app. Search for That's What I Said. Download the app first of all, of course. Then search for That's What I Said. Make sure you follow the page and you get notification every time I do live videos. Take the opportunity one weekend and listen to a couple of my past podcasts. If not, that's cool. Go to my YouTube page and subscribe. Subscribe. Go to my fan page on Facebook and subscribe. Become a subscriber. It's only better things coming. Trust me, this year is about to blow up like ridiculous. Speaking of blowing up, I didn't throw no explosions. But we're up out of here, y'all. I'll holler at y'all next Tuesday. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Bitch, what?